What's happening, everybody? Jay Shockblast here. Man, oh man, Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham has been a really great ride, and now with all the DLC out, it's time to do some official top 10 lists. I've already done my top 10 favorite characters in the game, but now it is time to do a couple other lists that are a little bit more specific. This is going to be my top 10 favorite female characters in Lego Batman 3, and as you can see, there is quite the impressive roster of characters, 211 characters and many variations of their costumes. These are kind of like my two honorable mentions right here. It's really hard to leave Wonder Woman and Felicity Smoke off of my list, but I have 10 other characters of the female persuasion that I wanted to bring some attention to. Now, female gamers are all about the female characters in their video games, and I think it's really appropriate to let the lovely ladies of Lego Batman 3 have their day. So, without any further ado, let's take a look at my 10 favorite female characters of Lego Batman 3 Beyond. So at number 10 in my top 10 female characters list, we have a member of the Teen Titans and 1/3 of Red Hood and his outlaws. That is right, it is the Princess Starfire. And she was a add-on from the Heroines and Villainesses Pack DLC. And I'm definitely a big Starfire fan because I really, really enjoy Red Hood and the Outlaws. And while I do think they could have done a little bit of a better job on this character, I kind of understand why she is what she is. In the comics, there have been accusations that she's kind of there for her sex appeal, and it's kind of hard to bring that out in a Lego piece, especially when it's really kind of geared towards kids in a lot of ways. But I just feel like I think they could have done a little bit better, but I'm pretty satisfied with what they have. I would have liked to have seen her hair maybe a little bit longer, because it is extremely long in the comics. But Starfire is a really great character. I'm really glad they added her as part of the free Heroines and Villainesses pack. A pack that, by the way, all female, which again just kind of shows you that TT Games understands that female gamers are a very important part of all of the gaming community. So really highlighting powerful and fantastic female characters, and doing it for free, adding characters that a lot of people were asking for and just weren't included the first go around. And if not for this free DLC pack, wouldn't have been included at all. Really a great move, and I definitely wanted to highlight Starfire, who again, number 10 on my list. Moving on to number 9. At number 9, we have a little bit of cheating going on here. I'm going with Platinum with a hat tip to ink. Now, both characters use a lot of the same attributes. They've got that Mr. Fantastic kind of, feel to them. They're able to, go through, like, grates and stuff like that. I really enjoy that about the characters. The fact that they are able to kind of do that. Platinum's a really cool character. She's part of the Metal Men. Along with gold, mercury, iron, tin, and lead, and created by Dr. Magnus. Ink obviously is part of the Batman Beyond DLC, and she does a lot of the same stuff. In a lot of ways, I kind of like Ink more because she can like shoot stuff, but at the same time, I really enjoy the way that Platinum looks, kind of the way that she's got that really metallic, silvery finish, or platinum, if you will. So I really enjoy the stylings of both characters, so I wanted to kind of throw them in there together, since, like I said, they both kind of do the same thing. Just really cool characters. I really think, even going into, the core game, Platinum has always been a character that I have enjoyed immensely. So at number 9, it's sort of a tie. It's sort of Platinum. Actually, no, it's Platinum with a little bit of a hat tip to Ink. So let's move on to number 8. At number 8, we have the wife of Aquaman, Arthur Curry, Mrs. Arthur Curry, if you will. That is right. It is Mera, also part of the Heroines and Villainesses pack. And in a lot of ways, you can think of her as both. She's kind of got some bad in her. Definitely got a fiery temper of the redhead. Really, a lot of this has to do with the fact that I just really love Mera, the character, in general. I really enjoyed her as part of the Blackest Night kind of storyline. She does become a Red Lantern at one point, and as all of you know, if you follow me at all, I am a big fan of the Red Lantern. And she does a lot of the stuff that Aquaman does. Aquaman was in my top 10 favorite characters list, so you have to kind of expect that I'm going to throw his wife in there. I wish she did a little bit more as far as this game is concerned, and that's probably why she's a little lower on the list. But she does look really cool. Definitely looks the part of Mera, the Queen of the Ocean. And yeah, really excited that they were able to add her to the game. So number 8 is Mera. Let's move on to number 7. At number 7, we have my third character from the Heroines and Villainesses pack. That is right. It is Killer Frost, Dr. Caitlin Snow herself. That is right. Can you believe that? Sweet innocent Dr. Caitlin Snow becomes a villain? Killer Frost. So you might be wondering, if you're not like a big comic fan, why I have her with Firestorm. Ronnie Raymond, who, by the way, in the Flash TV show, is her wife. Her husband, I should say. And that is because of that exact reason. So in the comics, Killer Frost, at least, the new 52 version, Caitlin Snow, is like a heat vampire. She needs heat. She craves heat. So that is why she was attached to Firestorm in the comics. I really was not like a Killer Frost fan. Like, honestly, I didn't even know who Killer Frost was until Injustice Gods Among Us. And to be honest, that was the one character in the game that I just really didn't understand why they had chosen the character, other than the fact that, she had some really cool, characteristics. It gave him a female character that did some because, you do want to balance out rosters with female characters. But, now that we've kind of gotten to know her as Caitlin Snow in The Flash, it should be interesting to see how they portray her. I wouldn't be opposed to them kind of making her as like an anti-hero, like not really a bad person or a bad guy. Just, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how they do it. Apparently one of the episodes coming up is going to be the wedding of Caitlin Snow and Ronnie Raymond, so we'll see how that goes. And there is going to be a spin-off show for The Flash and Arrow that involves, Martin Stein. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how this all goes. But I really love the way this character looks in this game. Obviously, she's got like the icy, attacks, which I don't know. I really like it, the way it looks. And again, just the way the character actually looks in this game, fantastic. So number 7 on my list, Killer Frost. Who's number 6? Let's find. At number 6, we have one of the most beloved characters in all of DC Comics. That is right. It is Harley Quinn. And man, they've got two versions of her in this game. And this one right here, the new 52 version, that was part of the Squad Pack DLC, is by far and away one of the most requested characters I have ever seen in any Lego game. People were wondering, where is New 52 Harley? Especially where a lot of characters had new costumes. So I'm glad they were able to get her out as part of the Squad Pack DLC. Harley Quinn, they really just nailed her in every aspect of the game. All of her mannerisms, her kind of clumsy ditziness, the little spin hammer attack here, right down to having Tara Strong doing her voice. Tara Strong, veteran voice actor. She said. That's right. Gotta love it. Harley Quinn, I think for a lot of people, if they were doing a top 10 character list, not just female, but characters in general, this would probably be a very strong contender, maybe even number one. And then when it comes to the females of the game, I feel like a lot of people, this might be number one on their list. For me, it's number 6, which means my top 5 is pretty strong and full of some very personal favorites. But at number 6, we had Harley Quinn. Let's move on to number 5. At number 5 on my list, we have Batwoman, Catherine Kane. And I definitely made a mistake when I did my video for her as part of the Heroines and Villainesses pack, which was free, by the way. I don't know if I've mentioned that a couple times. Thought it was Barbara Gordon, but it was not. It was the other fiery redhead of the Batverse, Catherine Kane. And, I really, really, really love the way this character looks. Batman Beyond is definitely my favorite Batman costume. And I think this is a really close comparison to that costume. Unfortunately, she doesn't fly, but, we'll take it. I love all the red. Sucker for redheads. As you've seen with me having a couple redheads on the list. And, this is just such a great costume. And I just really enjoy the fact that they found a way to get her in here. I love even the red on the underneath part of her cape. So, for a lot of people, having one of the Bat females on here would have made sense. And just because I love the way this costume looks, she actually made her way all the way to number 5. I can't emphasize enough. Red's my favorite color. All those things. There's just something about this version of the character that I just love. I actually might even like this look better than all the Batman costumes. Which is Batman Beyond, Terry McGinnis. His character, because he can fly, is a little bit more useful. But number 5 was Batwoman. Moving on to number 4. Next up, at number 4, we have, by far and away, the number 1 most requested character that was not in the game. I can't even tell you how many videos you guys commented on asking, where is Raven? Where is Raven? Well, quote the Raven nevermore, because here she is. Raven, part of that Heroines and Villainesses pack DLC, member of your favorite Teen Titans. She is really, they did a great job with her. Raven, definitely again, really surprised the daughter of Trigon didn't make her way into the core game, that it took free DLC full of characters that weren't going to be in the game to get her in there, but they did it. They made her in, they got her in, and they did a fantastic job. Definitely a very classic look for Raven, very mystical in her powers, slamming down her little raven there. And yeah, she flies, which is great. Really just a cool character. I think all the fans that wanted to see her in here are quite content with how she turned out. And yeah, I think that more than warrants her being in my top 4. And look of the Raven. It's a little dark. Whenever I do my videos, I like to come to the moon because there's a lot of really good places for good lighting. I just did not happen to be in one of those places. So here we go. Raven. So we are down to the top 3. Who will make it to top 3? What's up with number? At number 3, we have Canary from Arrow, and this is Katie Lotz, her version of Canary, not Kate Cassidy. And you know, the actual Black Canary character from the game would not have made it into my top 10 at all. But the fact that you're kind of pulling in Sarah Lance, her version, Katie Lotz, her version of Canary, I definitely had to find a way to work her in there. This is very much a personal preference. As a massive Arrow fan, having this version of Canary in the game was definitely a coup. And I'm really excited that you can play as Katie Lotz, who did a really amazing job on the show, and I'm hoping that what do you call it? Where Ra's al Ghul revives everybody, the Lazarus Pit comes into play, and Katie can rejoin the land of the living very soon. Although with Nissa al Ghul desperately pining over her death, I'm surprised it hasn't already come into play yet. But as far as usefulness of the character, she's got her staff. She does do the Sonic stuff. So she is useful. Probably not the most useful character on my top 10 list, but again, very, very much a personal preference for me. Just being such a big fan of the character and Katie Lott's portrayal. So number 3 on my list is Canary. We're down to 2. Who will make it at number 2? With blood and rage of crimson red, ripped from a corpse so freshly dead, together with our hellish hates, we'll burn you all, that is your fates. That is right, everybody. Number 2 on my list is the resident diva of the Red Lantern Corps, Bleeze, a princess on her own world that was ripped, had the feathers of her wings ripped from her, and ultimately led her to possess the power of the Red Lanterns. Bleeze is the slithering snake of the Red Lantern Corps, and quite frankly, very, very easily could have been number 1 on my list, considering Atrocitus, her begrudging leader. She feels like she should be the leader, by the way. Considering he is, I think number 2 on my top 10 list, and very easily could have also been number 1. I'm a huge fan of the Red Lanterns. I'm really bummed out that they're losing their series. I think it's being canceled. Might have actually already been canceled. Might have already had their last issue. I'll definitely own all the graphic novels. I have most of them already. But Bleeze, I'll just tell you what, they just did such a fantastic job with Bleeze, and I'm just a huge fan of Lanterns in general. But the Red's clearly my favorite, and I love the way that she spits fire from her mouth. Look, the way it feels, it's awesome. Her wings, the animation, the way that her ring just looks like it's on fire. Everything about this character just looks phenomenal. I just can't speak higher of the fact that this is a character in the game, and just the great job they did with her. So number 2 on my list, Bleeze of the Red Lantern Corps. So that leaves us with only 1 left, and maybe it would be a little hard to figure out, but let's not wait any longer. Number 1. For hearts long lost and full of fright, for those alone in blackest night, accept our ring and join our fight. Love conquers all with violent light. Oh wow.
Love conquers all with violet light.
I could not have timed that much better. Number one on my list, it is the holder of the power of love, Carol Ferris, Star Sapphire. And, you know, what can I say? I am a Lantern fan. Hal Jordan, definitely one of my favorite DC comic characters. And the love of his life, Carol Ferris, has to be number one on my list. I really just love, being the operative word, this character. Not a big Pink fan, but, you know, our Pink Lanterns, the Star Sapphire, she's pretty awesome. And I really feel like they captured a lot of really great things about her. I really love her costume. She looks really awesome. Just overall, a really great portrayal of Carol Ferris. Star Sapphire is number one on my list. My favorite character, female character, of Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham. Not really sure who did her voice acting, but let's see. Find that out. But you know, just Olivia Diabo. So there you go. Star Sapphire. You know, just if you've followed, like, Blackest Night and Brightest Day are two of my favorite, like, not just DC Comics, but comic book storylines. Definitely my favorite two DC comic storylines. So just having a very heavy Lantern influence on my favorites should be kind of expected from that. So there you go. My top 10 favorite characters in Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham ends with Star Sapphire. A quick rundown of that list one more time. 10 was Starfire, 9 Platinum / Ink, 8 Mara, 7 Killer Frost, 6 Harley Quinn, 5 Batwoman, 4 Raven, 3 Canary, 2 Blaze, and number 1, hugging teddy bears, it's Carol Ferris, Star Sapphire. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll see ya. Who are your top 10 favorite female characters?